He Holds His Breath is the name of this sculpture that's here beside me. Done by a local artist. Her name is Susanna Blunt, and actually a delightful piece. And she asked us if we could take a few photographs of it. So it brought it into the studio, and if you recall from our previous videos on how to photograph artwork, it was easy to say, put art here, make it parallel or horizontal or level, set up some lights, make sure there's no reflections, go for it. Photographing three-dimensional art is a completely different ball of wax, and the reason why is that there are an unlimited number of questions that you need to answer in terms of what do you want to see. The piece itself is we've got a face with breath, and then there's some hands holding the breath, and it's a bit of an allegory, I believe. And then we have some arms and a bit of a torso-esque kind of a thing. The challenge for me was, how do you capture the face and the breath and the hands and the arms in a way that you can see it all in one image? Because what you'll find is that when you come in, and this is the other thing as well, is who's looking at this? I'm 6 feet tall. If I was 5 feet tall, my view would be different. If I was 7 feet tall, my view would be different again. If you bring the camera up or you bring the camera down to get what ostensibly looks best, is that the most appropriate way to view the piece? And I'm getting a bit academic here, I know, but really, I mean, like, there's a whole series of questions as to, and the artist herself, I'm sure, has a very strong opinion about how this piece is to be viewed. So what this video is about, ideally, is to look at the piece and sort of discuss and consider what is the best way to approach it. The first thing we're going to do is, or the first thing I'm going to do, is very delicately clean this piece up a bit. I don't really want to get too carried away with cleaning things because, first of all, because I don't actually know what the artist had in mind and whether or not she's okay with that. And secondly, and more importantly, I don't want to damage it. So what we did is we have it on this nice, boring, gray, seamless backdrop and lit with a large surface, 5-foot octobox, filled with a nice piece of foam core here. Because what I wanted is I wanted to have some direction to the light, but I wanted the light to be really soft and sympathetic and not very contrasty. And then the piece itself, I polarized the light because there is a bit of stainless steel as well as some other reflections, so I thought it would be worthwhile to do that. And we had to add a couple of stops of light to our light source because it was inadequate. And I suppose I could have just cranked the ISO on the camera, but it was easier just to shove another head into the softbox and bump it up by a couple stops. So where we ended up with is basically what you see here beside me. I looked through the arms, and so I get the breath, I get the face, I get the hands, and I'm hoping that that works for her, because what I found is that if you turn it one way or another, you don't have everything, and it may be that you turn it a little bit and you get better hands, but then of course the face is obscured, or you turn it one way and you get a better face, but the hands are obscured. And so a good compromise was looking through from this angle here, and I'm fairly confident that actually is what she had in mind when she, well, I mean, like, she didn't actually think about me taking photographs of her piece when she was building it, but here we are. The challenge of the three-dimensional art is that how it's viewed is what needs to be attended to. And it's rare that you get into a situation where you can photograph a 3D piece of art, sculpture, or anything where you can have one view that tells the entire story. The best view is the view that tells most of the story, or enough of the story to do the job. And you'll never, I don't think, be in a situation where you can see everything, because certainly this is meant to be viewed from a multitude of angles. I mean, that's the whole reason why it's a sculpture, is so that you can walk around it and you can get different aspects. And so trying to photograph it from one angle is challenging. However, I hope she'll be happy with what we got. So thanks for watching.